for the land of the free and the home of the brave.
It's always fun to look around and see fans singing our Star-Spangled Banner. Getting in the spirit. Should be a good one tonight. Don't go away. Hi and welcome everyone here on 2K Sports. Can't wait to get some NBA action going. With Doris Berg, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, Kevin Harlan. And we welcome in someone who has been writing and communicating NBA basketball thoughts in book, over the air, in podcasts, and on TV, the terrific Bill Simmons. Bill, great to have you.
And now for somebody who's playing a video game at 3 in the morning. That's my next.
Thank
that's
you
the
very
next
much.
phase for me.
But isn't this a great venue for
This
it?
is great.
I know.
This is great. They're half asleep. My voice is waking them up. I'm excited.
Bill Simmons is terrific.
Yeah. Wake up. Wake up. I'm talking to you.
Here we are in November, and let's see how things are going out east in the early season. Look at Indiana. They're right now in the 8th spot in the conference here in the early part of the season. And, of course, there's the Pistons, a game and a half out.
And right now for the Pistons, they've had such a disappointing season. Even when they've gotten a little bit of momentum, they haven't been able to keep it going.
It just feels like they're sputtering right now. Every time you think they've turned the corner, they really haven't.
And let's go straight over to David Aldridge for a report before the tip-off. Hey, Dave.
Well, Victor Oladipo has a huge task and a long road in front of him making his way back from that knee injury. But you talk to his teammates, and they rave about his mental makeup. They say he's an incredible person, great to be around, the most positive guy they've ever played with. So, Kevin, if anyone can come back from this, he can.
You better believe it. Outstanding, David. Thank you. And the deal, keeping the Pacers in Indianapolis for 25 more years, almost $300 million in public subsidies, Bill, to renovate and expand the arena and the area around the arena.
So the public paid for this?
Some of it, a lot of it, but maybe not all of it.
If the arena was such a good deal, why doesn't the rich guy pay for it?
I think the Pacers are at least kicking in $65 million.
Oh, thank you.
Yes.
That's so nice of them.
And a look at the starters for the Pistons. On the front line, the talented duo of Griffin and Drummond. Rose and Jackson are the backcourt, and it's Brown in at the 3. And for the Pacers, Oladipo is the 2 with Warren playing small forward. Sabonis and Turner up front, and it's Brogdon in at the point guard position. Now, here's Oladipo. And Turner the bucket on the assist by Oladipo. Turner's got the opening bucket of the night here for Indiana. And here's Griffin. He'll bring it up for Detroit. The shot, no good. And Indiana will come the other way. Their last meeting was in Detroit, where they were unable to fight off the Pistons.
Hey, they had their opportunities, but let's face it, they choked from the line. Hard to win that way on the road.
Well, you know this, Greg, because you played in the NBA. You've got to stand in and deliver from the free throw line, even in a tough environment, and they failed to do so.
Rose, no good.
Well, we didn't see the same kind of control we're used to seeing from him. This guy is usually a tremendous finisher.
Just setting the tone with an aggressive move to the rack. And where's the help defensively?
To me, Greg, that's a complete lack of communication on that side of the ball. These guys need to be talking to each other.
Now here's Jackson. He had a 24-point outing in their last game against New York. Kicks it to Drummond. And that one, good.
And you want more of this from Jackson. The more unselfish he is, the better the team.
Oladipo outside. Pass to Warren. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Locked in the pass to Turner. Detroit with the rebound. And Bill, when it comes to NBA awards, some people have said voter fatigue is a factor. Would you agree with that?
No, I actually think NBA awards are in the best shape they've been in because people are afraid to screw up. You know, that with the internet and the accountability we have now.
Accountability, exactly.
And we
There's
also,
nothing anonymous about it. I mean,
No. And we have really good numbers and metrics now. And I actually think we make the right decisions with this. I don't really see any egregious stuff last year other than the one person who voted Dwayne Wade for second-team All-NBA.
You get a vote, don't you?
I do, and I take it really seriously.
I do too.
Yeah.
I feel the same way. And
I really care
Our name
about
is
it.
attached to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also, like, when I wrote my book, I really relied on the All-NBA stuff. Like, they're a snapshot of what happened that season.
Good point. That's good from Oladipo.
Well, what do you do with more responsibility on your plate? If you're Victor Oladipo, you ascend into one of the game's top talents. This guy, his hard work and mentality paying off.
Oladipo hits them both. The Pistons have gone 2 of 5 here, making 40% so far to start out the game. Here's Rose, and it's sent back by Turner.
I tell you love the attitude of Miles Turner. No one is getting off these shots when he's nearby. No one.
The baseline J, and it's good off the back rim and in. About 3 minutes gone here in the first quarter. Rose against Brogdon. Rose looking around. The pass to Jackson. 6 to shoot. Oladipo against Drummond. Lets it go with the 3. Detroit getting another chance here. That shot by Griffin, no good. Pacers leading by 4. Knocked away. Stolen by Jackson. Now here's Rose, the fast break opportunity. Shoots over Brogdon. Sabonis grabs the board. For Indiana, they've gone 3 of 5 shooting the ball so far. Bill, you look at the awards given out by the league. Most have been around for a while. But is there any award that you'd like to add? Something that's not being touched on in terms of high performance and success?
I think that there should be a playoff MVP. I made this case
like
in my
idea.
book.
That's
that
a great idea.
there's always like a best guy in every postseason, and I would like to see who that would be. And it's pretty easy to go backwards and figure out who it was. I did that. Just go backwards and have all the backstory of who it should have been, but then going forward, now here are the ones we're adding. I would like to see that. I would also like to see a best bench celebration award, because certain teams just have these guys. They're good at pointing. They're good at fist pumping. First guy during the timeout running over.
Chest bumps.
They have handshakes.
All of it, yeah.
They're waiting at the scorer's table before the game to do the special handshake with each guy. I feel like that guy deserves some shine. Last year, DeAndre Jordan, I think, was one of the first guys I remember who was just great at this before he started playing. Late 2000s clips. I was like, man, this guy's really, he's not playing, but he's really
into
figuring
it.
out how to affect the game.
Good. I like that. Now here's Turner against Washington. He was really on his game. The 11-footer. Yep, it counts.
Well, Domantas Sabonis, such an efficient, fundamentally sound basketball player. Nice job on the interior.
Now here's Griffin. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. It's going to go on Sabonis. The Pistons shooting their first free throws here tonight.
And as a group, they shot 75% from the line last season.
The first one falls.
And Griffin has battled knee injuries during his career, but his persistence is incredible. Still a nightly double-double threat.
Both free throws good from Griffin. And Bill, over a quarter of today's NBA players were born in a country other than the United States. The talent is that broad all over the globe.
And Giannis was born on another planet. We don't know what planet
He is
was.
otherworldly.
It wasn't Earth. I think he just got dropped from some satellite. Yeah, this all starts with.
I love it too, don't you? I love the fact
do.
we've got players from Latvia and Greece and all over playing.
What's cool about it is they all kind of have distinct identities and quirks, and one of the things that makes somebody like Doncic so much fun to watch is he's not like anybody else. Like, he's close to James Harden, but he's also that step back three that he was taking that he's been making his whole life. Other than Harden, nobody was even really shooting it that way, you know? And I think there's an unselfishness with the European guys that is really useful for the way the American style.
100% agree.
They really, guys move without the ball. It's give and go, and it's not just like clear out, I'm up.
Yeah. And he's good on the second.
You know what? There seems to me to be an infectious energy when we're talking about Domantas Sabonis. This is a big man with a great future in the NBA.
The Pistons shooting their third and fourth free throw shots of the night. That free throw missing.
Selected 9th overall in the 2012 draft, Drummond's carved out a nice NBA career for himself.
He's off on the second. Indiana leading by 4. You know, Bill, Indiana's a huge basketball state. Lots of love for the high school game, certainly the college game, but support of the Pacers has been a little inconsistent at times.
Yeah, I blame the Pacers because they should never have less than 3 players from Indiana University on the team at all times. Indiana people really love people who went to high school or college in Indiana. And I think that's one of the reasons they've responded to Oladipo like they have. Not only is he great, but he's actually an IU guy. I would always have at least 4. They should have all the Zellers. Anybody who's played
all
in
3
Indiana.
of those Zellers, then maybe the dad can come back and play too.
Yogi Ferrell,
Yes.
all those dudes. They should all be on the Pacers.
And staying with the play, Sabonis. Sabonis has got 5 now.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
And now the fast break, Brogdon with the ball. They blow the whistle just as he gets it off. That's 2 points with a chance for another one at the stripe.
Well, there's incredible natural strength and control of his body by Victor Oladipo. Nice job.
The Pacers shooting their 5th attempt at the line in the game. Lamb, he's checked in for Indiana. And then for Detroit, Morris is checked in for Brown. And it's Luke Kennard in for Derrick Rose.
Mind the lanes. One shot.
The free throw drops for Oladipo. Here's Jackson. He's still scoreless so far in this one. Pass to Griffin. Back to Jackson. Passes it to Morris. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Kennard. And that one hits back iron.
Boy, he'll usually knock it down if he's left that wide open. Just comes up empty.
Lamb passes to Oladipo. That one falls. He's got 11.
And defensively, guys, they've been unable to shut down the middle.
Griffin against Sabonis. And it's sent back by Turner. And he recovers it. Drummond. Griffin, no one around him. And at last, they get one to fall.
This guy can do so much for you on the offensive end, and that is why his number gets called time and time again.
And Oladipo has it in the corner. Pass to Sabonis. The tray. That shot missing. And it's Detroit the other way. A tough loss coming against New York in their last game played.
A game they definitely felt they could win, and with a break here or there, they probably could have.
You know what? The stats certainly looked good, but the fact of the matter is they couldn't deliver in the clutch moments, and that's something you've got to figure out moving forward.
And the Pacers can't get it to go. Pistons trail by 7, and the call will be against Sabonis. That'll be his second foul of the game. Indiana making some changes. TJ Leaves checked in for Sabonis. Doug McDermott comes in for Victor Oladipo. And it's TJ McConnell in for Malcolm Brogdon. Detroit also making some changes. Thon Maker's checked in for Drummond. Tony Snell comes in for Blake Griffin. And Langston Galloway subbed in for Reggie Jackson. Bill, it's no secret that your heart lies in Boston. Just what was it like growing up in and around that area?
Well, it's definitely the reason I like sports as much as I do, because it's so sports obsessed. A lot of it is cold weather stuff, I feel like, where there's 5 months a year that just stink, and then there's 3 other months that, you know, it's just smoking hot and humid. And so the sports makes everybody kind of crazy because you're crazy anyway. But there's nothing like being in Boston when something good's happening, like Celtics making an NBA playoff run, or the Bruins making a cup run, or the Red Sox in September when the Yankees are coming to town, or the Saturday before a Patriots game. You can kind of feel it as the community of it. That's the difference between here and a place like LA.
It's formed you as a professional, right?
Absolutely.
I mean, yeah. Here's Galloway. He's covered by McConnell. Galloway, the pass to Morris. Out to the right wing. Shot clock at 5. Kennard kicks to Maker. There's 3-pointers off the mark. And it's McConnell with the ball. He'll bring it up for the Indiana Pacers. They have a 9-point lead. Nice shot by McDermott.
Yeah, that's the 3rd bucket in a row from the paint. This defense needs to clog those lanes in the middle.
And the Pistons decide to take their first timeout right here.
And the lack of rim protection, top of the list.
And the question they're going to have to answer to me is it a problem with the scheme, or is it a problem with matchups?
Aaron Holiday is checked in for Indiana. Now we'd like to take this moment to show you the teams that a year ago made a trademark of scoring points off turnovers. In third, the Pacers.
And this team, in terms of scoring off of turnovers, that became the identity. I mean, they really look to disrupt and cause problems defensively, and boy, do they take advantage on the other end.
Timeout called the Pacers. In addition to going over the game plan and making whatever necessary adjustments have to be made, Greg, this timeout also the time for players to get rehydrated or hydrate for the first time with some Gatorade. Plenty of basketball still to be played here, and they have to get recharged.
That's a great point. Without proper hydration, a player can completely run out of gas down the stretch of a game. And that's something that none of these guys can afford to have happen. If you're going to battle all the way to the finish, you have got to be hydrated.
Here's Galloway. No points in the game yet for him. Here's Kennard. The shot's good. And Bill, talking about the Pacers and the history of this franchise, what are some of your favorite eras of Indiana Pacer basketball? And maybe it goes back to the ABA days.
Yeah, they didn't have the ABA in Boston. I never saw any of those games.
Yeah.
I just saw them through the little books in the magazines, but it was like this alternate league
Universe.
happening. I didn't know if it was real or not. You know, they came really close in the mid-90s, and there was a great lost Indiana-Orlando series that went 7 and was really entertaining. Orlando ended up winning. That one was good. I thought in 98, they took the Bulls and Jordan to the brink. And that was the closest I thought the Bulls came to losing a series out of any of those 6 title years. So those would probably be the 2 highlights. The 2000 finals, they were a little closer to beating the Lakers than I think people realize.
It's a history lesson every time I sit down with you.
Yeah, I'm trying.
Holiday attacking. Rebound, Detroit. Fires the 3. Maker with the ball. And the pass to Kennard. Second chance shot. Morris. Great positioning on the putback.
Now that's the passion you like to see from Markieff Morris, converting off the board.
Pacers leading by 9. Outside Holiday. Pass to McDermott. 1:11 left to play here in the first. Offline with the baseline jumper. Detroit's gone 1 of 5 from downtown in the first quarter. Points out there have been hard to come by. Kennard, the pass to Snell. First trip to the free throw line for him in this one. That's good from Snell. And so Snell nails both of them.
The way he's shooting free throws tonight, you simply don't want to put him there.
McConnell kicks to Leaf. McConnell passes to Holiday. Over in the corner, Lamb. Passes to McDermott. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. It's going to go on Markieff Morris.
I think I like the skill set of Doug McDermott. He's a phenomenal shooter, and he's got tremendous range.
Pacers have shot 80% from the line tonight, going 4 of 5 so far.
And they were 75% from the line a season ago.
Shooting 2.
The free throw drops for McDermott. He's perfect from the line this time. Pistons trail by 9. 32 seconds left in the first quarter. Up top, Morris. Nice ball movement by Detroit. To the left wing. Just 5 on the clock. Offensive rebound. Snell kicks to Kennard. To the paint. Morris inside. Galloway, no good. Victor Oladipo getting it done for Indiana. He comes away with 11 points in the quarter and is showing no signs of fatigue. And we'll be back with you shortly. Andre Drummond says he's learned how to be a leader on this team.
Watching previous guys who've led this team and did the things that they did, I write that kind of stuff in the back of my head and just say, you know, this is something I need to do this. Or if I see something I didn't like, you know, this is something I probably will stay away from. And I think now that I'm in a role where I could kind of lead this team, I kind of have the blueprint on what I need to do to make this team successful.
And, you know, Greg, with Blake Griffin, he's got somebody to take some of that leadership role alongside him.
And those two will be pivotal in deciding just how good this team can be.
And if you're just tuning in, we've got a wide margin on the scoreboard, but plenty of time left for a comeback. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Pacers?
What we saw in that first quarter, they won their matchups defensively.
I think across the board, a number of guys who've done a great job guarding multiple positions.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter of play. And so in the game for the Pacers, McDermott is out there with Leaf. Then it's Jeremy Lamb, and it's T.J. McConnell, and it's Holiday in at the 2. Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, Dwayne Casey was the 2018 Coach of the Year, but as we all know, he was fired after that same season by the Raptors. Casey has found a home in Detroit. Casey said, "I have no regrets." Winston Churchill said, "Success consists of going from failure to failure without losing enthusiasm." And that's what I've done. So, Kevin, Dwayne Casey is still pounding the rock.
He sure is, and I like that Churchill quote as well. Thanks, David.
I'll tell you, you hate to pin this on one person, but his inefficiencies at the offensive end are holding this group back.
And from everything we're hearing, Bill, the draft's one and done aspect may be coming to an end. Like it?
For me, the G League is the key to all of this. I would like to see the guys come right out of high school and go to the G League and have an actual infrastructure that's attached to the real team.
And the G League is having an effect on the NBA. There are a lot of former guys from that league playing in the big league.
And the other thing is, like, sports rights are becoming more and more valuable with the streaming services and just the fact that you can watch a game anywhere you are. You can watch it on your phone. You can watch it if you're in China. You can watch it if you're in Hawaii. And I think the G League should be a bigger thing. So if they can figure out a way to kind of steal college basketball's corner with some of this stuff while also preparing these guys. The one and done, that makes no sense to me. I don't understand what anyone gains from going to college for 5 months and then pretend they're a college student.
Here's McConnell following the 3 by Detroit. Outside Holiday. And too long on the shot.
Well, defenses are content to give up the mid-range, right? It's not the high percentage restricted area or the 3. You can see they're prepared to give up that shot.
Galloway, the pass to Snell. Pass to Morris. Here's Kennard. 5 on the clock. Offline with his 3.
No doubt he's struggling right now from the field. Let's see if he can get it going this quarter.
And it's in there. And the Pacers lead by 10.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
And for those of you just joining us, we're in the second quarter with about 3 minutes gone by. To the middle, here's Maker, and he uses the glass on the layup. Maker's got his first points for the game.
And really a good job spotting his teammate near the bucket and then just pinpoint passing for the finish.
And the Pacers call time here. So Indiana ends up with a new group on the floor. With a break in the action, we've got a chance now to look at last year's top rebounder. Number 1, Andre Drummond.
And, you know, he took a lot of pride in being at the top of that rebounding list. When all was said and done, he was a man among boys.
Here's Brogdon. 20 points for him last game against Washington. There's the pass to Sabonis. Oladipo against Jackson. Oladipo, good. Oladipo's got 13 points.
Again and again, they're dissecting the defense and creating those high percentage looks from inside.
Outside Rose. On the wing, Brown. Outside Jackson. The shot's good. Brown making the play. Jackson's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. Oladipo outside. Tipped away. And that's out of bounds. Indiana will retain possession.
And let's take a quick look now at some stats for Blake Griffin. He's coming off an excellent season. He averaged 24 per clip, 7 rebounds, and 5 assists. And he gives them a nice rotation on the front court. He is a quality reserve.
Well, the one thing you can't teach is size. He's not as developed skill-wise as some guys, but certainly a valuable backup for this team.
And the whistle blows as the basket counts, and a three-point play chance right here. One free throw coming up.
What a find by Griffin. He's a lot more skilled as a passer than he gets credit for as far as power forwards go. He has terrific vision.
And Jackson no good on that one.
And Reggie Jackson, the former 24th pick by the Thunder, wasn't content to back up Westbrook. He basically forced his way out in search of a larger role.
Now here's Oladipo. He's got 13. Lock at 6. Here's Turner. The shot, no good. Good D by Drummond. And the foul on Miles Turner. That'll be his second foul of the game. And here's Griffin. He'll bring it up for the Pistons. Only giving up 6 here in this quarter. Double team on Rose. Pass to Brown. No one near Drummond as he lets it go. The shot's good. Brown making the play. And now just a 3-point Indiana lead. Here's Brogdon. And just miss after miss right now.
Boy, if you're going up against this guy in this close a range, you've got to defend with everything you've got. A tremendous job defensively.
Now, here's Brogdon. After the miss from Reggie Jackson.
And let's see the stat sheet here on Malcolm Brogdon. A very nice season for him last year. First in free throw shooting. And you look at his three-point field goal percentage. How about top 10 in the league? He did not miss often.
And as you said, the league's best free throw shooter last season. What a tremendous asset, especially in clutch situations.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And he makes the first. So he hits 1 of 2 from the stripe. Pistons trail by 4. Here's Jackson, and the dunk by Jackson.
Great teamwork punctuated by a strong finish.
Going right to the rim, which is where you want transition opportunities to end.
Now, here's Brogdon. Now, Oladipo. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2.
Well, Victor Oladipo won't back down from a challenge. He isn't afraid of getting a little bit nasty if the defense sort of sets the tone.
He is 3 for 3 from the free throw line.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
He misses the free throw. Good on the second free throw. Here are the Pistons with the ball. They're on a 14-6 run. Outside Griffin. Top of the key, Rose. Shot's good. Griffin making the play. Griffin's got his 3rd assist on the night.
Well, that's about effort, carving space for the interior look. And one attribute we'll always talk about with Rose is the heart that he plays with.
And that one's good, Brogdon.
Pick works well there. Not much resistance from the D.
It takes incredible effort to stay connected to the hip of the offensive player. You've got to want to work.
Too long in the paint, and he's hit with a 3-second violation. The Pistons have shot 4 of 7 as a team from the line tonight. Several misses early. And the free throw no good, but they'll get the ball back here.
Boy, what a roller coaster career it has been for Derrick Rose. One-time league MVP, now just trying to fit in with the rest of his guys. This is not an easy transition.
Griffin finds Brown. Back to Griffin. Shot clock at 6. Scores for only the 2nd time tonight. Now 2 for 6 from the field.
Yeah, they're going to have a nice little run here.
Indiana's gone 0-2 from deep here in the 2nd. Oladipo against Jackson. Oladipo taking his time here. Here's Warren. Rebound by the Pistons. Drummond's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. Brogdon against Griffin. It's deflected. Sabonis with the steal. Here's Oladipo. And it hung on the rim, but wouldn't fall for him. And that's a foul called on T.J. Warren. That is his 1st foul of the game. And here is Drummond. 14 points from him the last game against New York.
You know what else impressed me? How infectious his tenacity was. Simply a wrecking ball on the boards, collected huge amounts of rebounds.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Pistons have missed 4 of their 8 free throws up to this point. Things not really going their way at the line yet. And there's the whistle on the shot. Took the foul, shot misses. He'll be shooting 2. And the foul called on the Detroit Pistons. The Pacers have attempted 11 free throws today and converted 8 of them.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
First free throw is good. Brogdon hits them both. Now here's Rose. He had an 18-point outing in the last game against New York. Jackson against Oladipo. Jackson misses. Indiana leading. Brogdon left side. Oladipo. And a great assist by Brogdon as that one goes in. 16 points for Victor Oladipo.
He has created some terrific opportunities for himself and really made the most of it.
Detroit's gone 2 of 3 when they've stepped beyond the arc in the 2nd quarter. Rose kicks to Jackson. Drains it from beyond the arc. Jackson's got the game tied up here for Detroit.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
Time called here. Indiana decides to talk it over. They defeated the Wizards in their last game.
They played terrific defensively. The few cracks they showed, guys were quick to rotate and help each other out.
We talk about multiple efforts on the defensive end, and I thought, boy, that was good old-fashioned focus, team effort. What a win.
And Brogdon has got the ball here for Indiana. They've led by as many as 11 points. Passes it to Warren. That one's in. His first bucket of the game. He's 1 for 2.
Well, strong desire to get on the interior. T.J. Warren attacking with ferocity.
Here's Rose. Outside Griffin. And finished off by Griffin.
Man, one for the highlight reel. And you see after multiple knee surgeries, Griffin can still get up.
Brogdon against Rose. Brogdon kicks to Turner. Outside Warren. Here's Oladipo. The putback. It's good on the putback. And the Pacers lead by 2.
And the deficit would be bigger if they hadn't been doing such a great job crashing the offensive glass this quarter.
Well, put all that size to good use. Rip it off the backboard.
Warren on the wing. He's covered by Brown. Sabonis finds Warren. Here's Turner. He's covered by Brown. Just 5 to shoot. Brogdon the pass to Oladipo. Over Jackson. And it's Oladipo that time on the assist from Brogdon. Oladipo's got 7 points here in this quarter. Brogdon against Rose. Griffin looking it over. Back to Rose. It's deflected. Sabonis with the ball. 6 points for him. Warren, good.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Here's Rose. And it's sent back by Turner. Coach is liking what he's seeing from his offense.
And guys, they put the defense on the defensive. Nice play, and you can see they're gathering momentum.
And Greg, you want to continue to build on this lead. Right now, still a little too close for comfort.
Well, Bill, yet another engaging conversation. Thanks for stopping by. We always appreciate your time.
Yeah, next time let's talk about the hard salary cap. I think the people really love that one. Yeah, I have some ideas.
You would make it interesting.
I have some luxury tax ideas. Yeah, we'll get super technical.
I would be here for that one.
Okay.
Well, Doris, you read most reporters, they try to stay impartial, but not Bill Simmons.
I think that's what makes him special, Kevin, right? He has his own lens through which he sees things, and he is unafraid to give you his opinion.
4 on the clock. On its way from Oladipo for 2. Rebounded by the Pistons. Drummond's got rebound number 10 tonight with that last one. In the corner, it's Griffin. Sabonis grabs the board. Indiana leading by 6.
Got to recognize the situation, trying to get a 2-for-1.
Well, this is where the play call is crucial, right? If you're in a 2-for-1, you've got to get the first shot quickly.
Now, here's Oladipo. He had 22 points in the win against Washington. Shoots. Buries the 20-footer. Oladipo's got 9 points in the quarter.
This guy is putting his fingerprints all over the game in this quarter. He has flat out dominated the offensive end.
Pass to Griffin. Sabonis grabs the board. Sabonis has got double-digit rebounds now in the game. And it goes out of bounds. That one off Turner.
Listen, turnovers happen. You've got to move on to the next play.
And so it's Indiana in the driver's seat, up 8 points at the end of the quarter. And they've done a phenomenal job down low. So many of their points coming right at the rim. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks very much, Dwayne. What are you looking at for the second half after seeing what happened in the first?
Well, defensively, we got to get stops. We got to get them out for boards and box out. Again, we got to meet their aggression with our aggression offensively. And offensively, we can't let the ball stick. We got to get the ball moving and hopping around the horn and make them move their feet.
Case, thanks for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, thank you. And stay with us, folks. We'll be back just after halftime to get the third quarter started.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey again, everybody. I'm Ernie Johnson. Shaq is here. Kenny's here. You're watching the NBA Halftime Show on 2K Sports. Victor Oladipo had it going on in the first quarter. He had 20 points, 2 rebounds, and 1 steal. And Shaq, what did you see out there from the Pacers?
Well, of course, Oladipo had the breakout year, so now we expect excellence from him. He has the athleticism, toughness to take over games, which is exactly what happened in the first half.
Over to Kenny. What'd you think about Detroit?
To me, they looked out of sync shooting the basketball. Under 40% for the first half. Some of it was poor shot selection, but mostly it just looked like they were out of rhythm. For the second half, they need to push more for buckets in transition. Get to the foul line a little bit more. Try to get back in the flow.
And that'll about do it as we get ready for the second half. Let's take you down to Kevin Harlan.
Shout out to my main man, Joel.
Joel, what up?
And we hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. We're halfway through the game. You look at Victor Oladipo in this game, he has been everywhere.
He's done a fantastic job of finding open space to operate within the first few quarters.
One of the things every player is after is efficiency at the offensive end. And boy, this young guy has done just that.
And we've got third quarter of basketball for you. 2 quarters in the books. Doris, one of the biggest free agent signings in years. LeBron James going to the Lakers. What did you think of his first season with L.A.?
Well, when you're LeBron James, perhaps no athlete in the history of the NBA has borne the weight of expectation as much as LeBron. So if there's anything short of a playoff appearance, there's disappointment. But what I would say is, through Christmas Day and his first real injury that he had to endure, LeBron was playing like an MVP. We are talking about one of the greatest to ever do it. I expect them to turn things around in Lakerland this year.
I agree with you, and I agree on your prediction. And on the floor for Dwayne Casey starting the second half. Rose and Jackson of the backcourt. On the front line, the talented duo of Griffin and Drummond. And it's Brown in at the 3, the small forward. And the first one at the line is good.
Well, you think back to Victor Oladipo and his college basketball being played at Indiana University. So when he gets traded to the Pacers, many thought it was viewed as a homecoming.
He hits both from the stripe. And exceeding expectations in Indiana, Victor Oladipo, Doris, remade himself as an all-star.
Well, he credits the year he spent playing alongside Russell Westbrook. That relentless attack, that commitment to get better, that commitment to be a threat no matter where you are on the floor. This young man has set the tone between the lines and outside the lines.
And we've got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, in Blake Griffin, the Pistons have their biggest star in years, probably going back to their championship team of 2004. A return to all-star form for Blake meant tremendous individual numbers last season. And the Pistons hadn't won a playoff game in more than a decade. Still not the result they want in 2019. The Pistons will be trying to capitalize during Blake's prime. Kevin, we'll see where this franchise goes from here.
He sure will, David, but he's a terrific player. Thank you so much. Now here's Turner, following the miss by Griffin. Warren finds Oladipo. Indiana moving the ball around. 5 to shoot. Here's Brogdon, and the Pacers can't get it to go.
Boy, that makes him 0 for 3 to start the second half. Not the start you were hoping for here. Boy, a wide open shot from his favorite spot. That is one he'd like to have back.
Off target from outside.
His shot's just, it's not there right now. With his team leading, perhaps, let's focus on some other areas of the game.
1 for 5 has got to be a frustrating start, and they just don't look sharp right now. Can they find their offensive game?
Now, here's Brogdon. He's got 8. And it's sent back by Drummond.
A high motor keeps Drummond engaged defensively. He doesn't want to let any shots go in.
Domantas Sabonis enters the league as the 11th pick in 2016. That first season, I don't think people understood how good he could be. His improvement, his ability as a promising big man in this league, unquestioned at this point.
Free throw good, Sabonis. And you look at the development for Sabonis, what stands out?
Well, I think he's made strides across the board, Kevin. And for me, this is as fundamentally sound a big man as you'll find in the league. He's a triple threat on the offensive end. He is super smart on the defensive end and quite versatile. He can guard both front court positions.
And Sabonis drops them both.
And if they continue, Kevin, their outstanding free throw shooting, that'll help them seal the deal.
Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off. And wait to finish and cut into that lead a little bit.
Yeah, but look at the basket, guys, still shaking. Now, here's Brogdon. Turner finds Oladipo. Back to Turner. That one's not going to go. And the Pistons now going the other way. And after this one, they're home against Minnesota. That game will be a quick pit stop before hitting the road again. And it's sent back by Drummond. Brown inside, defended by Sabonis. And it's Brown missing. Pacers leading by 8. Brogdon outside. And there's the pass to Warren. Now here's Turner, defended by Drummond. And Turner with the basket on the assist by Warren. Warren's got his 3rd assist on the night. Jackson. He's got 10. Pass to Drummond. Dishes it to Rose. Lobbed up there for Drummond. Up high to stuff the alley-oop.
Look, Kevin, no one's ever questioned his court vision. Rose playing unselfish basketball, being the leader this team needs him to be.
Timeout called the Pacers. Doris, what's the best combination of inside-outside basketball you see offensively now?
Well, 2 guys really come to mind immediately for me. It's Joel Embiid and Anthony Davis, because both men can face up and knock down shots in a legitimate enough fashion that you've got to get out and contest those guys. But the other side of this is they can play in the post and be a legitimate back-to-the-basket force who you've got to guard with more than one guy. I mean, how exciting, Kevin, are Joel and AD to watch play?
They're thrilling. I would agree. Oladipo misses. Pistons trail by 8. On the wing, Jackson. Turner covering. It's stolen by Oladipo. Inside. Holiday gets the bucket. Holiday's got his 2nd bucket of the night.
Always helps to get these kinds of looks, right? Super easy to convert from that distance.
The Pistons have gone 3 of 8 so far in the 3rd quarter, looking to lock in that rhythm. Left side, Griffin. Looking to get it going. No good on that one. Nice D from Sabonis. Here's Oladipo. Some solid defense there from Jackson. And it's Jackson with the ball, bringing it up for the Pistons. It's a 10-point game. Got that bucket in no time at all. Rose has got his second basket.
Well, you think about Derek in his prime. Rose averaged 25 points per game. Scorer first and foremost.
Here's Holiday following the score by Derrick Rose. And Oladipo, here we go. Sabonis, that one off the back iron and out.
Listen, offensively, they're very comfortable with him taking that shot. It's a good look under very little pressure. He just can't convert.
They didn't have much of a problem getting the ball into the post that time.
And here's Holiday. Oladipo right side. From about 19 feet. Rebound by the Pistons. Drummond's got rebound number 17, if you can believe that.
Boy, the wheels have definitely fallen off in this quarter. He cannot buy one.
Now here's Rose. He has 6. Feeds it to Drummond. And the rebound goes to the Pacers. Sabonis is... Warren against Brown. And there's the bucket from Victor Oladipo. Oladipo's got 4 this quarter.
Oladipo is a star, and he powers through the contact to convert.
Lobbed up there for Drummond. Out of bounds. Indiana takes possession. And now a chance to see what's coming up for Indiana. On Sunday, they'll tip off a road trip starting in Orlando and going up against the Magic. Then on Tuesday, they'll be matching up with Chris Paul and the Oklahoma City Thunder.
And for their matchup with the Bucks, it's the second game of a back-to-back, and you know they're going to be feeling the effects of it. Playing that much basketball in that short amount of time really takes a toll.
Well, if the defense gives him that shot next time, they could get burned. I think he's just a little bit out of rhythm. Well, the pass to set up that bucket was terrific. Fired it right up the court, didn't allow the defense to react in time. Nice.
Here's Holiday following the score by Reggie Jackson. And here comes Jackson leading the fast break. On the wing, Brown. He's covered by Warren. Griffin to the inside. Wants to get it to Brown and does. Just 5 to shoot. Jackson with it. Picked up by Turner. Jackson misses. Pacers leading by 6. Oladipo, the pass to Holiday. Down low. And Sabonis, the bucket on the assist by Holiday. 10 points for Sabonis.
Well, what you love is Sabonis has both the athleticism and the strength to play through contact. Nice.
Time called here. The Pistons decide to talk it over.
Well, skill is such an important part of today's game, and that suits Domantas Sabonis just fine. This guy has great hands, can pass, and can shoot with range.
So an entirely new group in now for Indiana. TJ Leaves checked in for Miles Turner. McDermott comes in for Warren. Lamb, he's checked in for Oladipo. And it's TJ McConnell in for Aaron Holiday. And the son of Hall of Famer Arvydas Sabonis, Domantas was born to play this game.
I think that translates, and you see it most often in his IQ on the floor. This is a young man that thinks the game at an extraordinarily high level, and he is as fundamentally sound a guy as you'll find in the NBA.
And so it's Detroit with the ball, trailing by 10. There's Galloway. He's covered by McConnell. Galloway taking his time here. Lets a floater go. Pacers with the rebound. They get to take on the Magic at Orlando after this one. That'll be just one game played away from home for them. A 3-ball. Sabonis grabs the board. Pacers leading by 10. Now here's McConnell. Passes it to Lamb. Clock at 6. And so it's going to be a 3-second violation out there on the defense. And truly some significant roster changes for the Pacers this past summer.
Jeremy Lamb, Malcolm Brogdon, T.J. Warren. They've gotten younger and gotten better as well, if you ask me. Excellent work by the Pacers front office.
And he shows the focus there, nails the technical. Doris, you've accomplished so much in your award-winning career. What was your first experience in broadcasting?
Kevin, my first experience was I left coaching and they put Providence College women's basketball on radio. That was the first ever game I got to call. It was so cool. Tell me yours. What was the very first? Did you study this? How did you get into broadcasting?
I did. Our high school had a radio station, and the first basketball broadcast was underneath the bleachers, looking through popcorn boxes and legs of the people that were standing in the bleachers so that I could see the court from the baseline.
Amazing.
Because that's where the telephone cables were to plug in our equipment. And
wow.
I was 16 years old.
Incredible.
Remember it very well.
Incredible.
Here's Sabonis, and Maker sends it back, and they'll keep possession. Here's Snell. Pass to Kennard. And the official signaled the backcourt violation. Not very careful there.
And checking out the numbers here for McConnell, how he did last season. Averaged about 6 points a game last season, 3 assists and 2 rebounds. And when he takes over at the point, he really keeps the offense flowing.
Well, this is a guy who brings a solid skill set. Excellent ball handler, high level of playmaking, the perfect backup point.
Here's Sabonis, and misses it off the right side of the rim.
He operates well in traffic, but still, that's just a tough play to finish.
Offensive rebound. Pacers leading by 9. Outside, Lamb. The pass to McConnell. Over Morris. A shot by McConnell, no good. The Pistons shooting 39% from the floor since the half. Not really what they had in mind. Really left alone that time. Maker's got his second basket of the game.
Well, check out that assist. That's a pair of teammates that are clearly on the same page.
Outside, Lamb. There's Sabonis. And the shot is long.
Nothing seems to be going his way this quarter.
Well, not at the offensive end, certainly. He cannot buy a bucket right now.
Out that one, the Indiana lead has been cut to just 5 on the basket from Maker.
Huge hole in the defense that possession. He didn't waste any time cutting through it.
Pass to Sabonis. Gets it to fall from the right block. Sabonis has got 6 in the quarter.
We are talking about 6'11", 240 pounds of nothing but big-time athlete. Domantas Sabonis doing work.
Now, here's Maker. 6 points for him. Shots good by Kennard.
And we're seeing some great ball movement out of this group, guys.
And it's McConnell with the ball. He'll bring it up for the Pacers. Pass to Sabonis. Back to McConnell. Pass to Sabonis. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. It's on Thon Maker.
Well, to me, the size of Sabonis creates problems for the defense. You cannot be careless in how you guard this guy.
And it'll be his 4th time going to the free throw line in the game. The first free throw is good. Reggie Jackson's checked in for Langston Galloway. so he gets them both. 41 seconds left to play in the third. Jackson dishes to Maker. And the dunk by Jackson.
Strong move to the 10, trying to get his guys going.
Hard not to get motivated, GA, right when your teammate makes that kind of play.
Where was the defense? No help. You can't afford to give up these kinds of buckets.
And the shot goes in.
Well, McDermott's known for that catch-and-shoot game. The rise and fire on the catch. Pretty.
Pistons trail by 7. Outside Jackson. Launches it, and he was able to put it up in time, but doesn't fall. And we've reached the end of the third. It's the Pacers leading by 7. It's the NBA on 2K Sports from Indianapolis. And let's go back to a terrific pass that we're calling tonight our State Farm assist of the game.
And he may not be known as a pass-first guy playing out of the two-guard spot, but he shows here that he can dole out an assist or two when he needs to.
Well, having multiple playmakers on the floor makes you a much tougher team to defend.
Fourth quarter of action is upon us. Thanks as always for joining us. Pistons trail by 7. We've got Malcolm Brogdon. McDermott is out there with Leaf. Then it's Jeremy Lamb. And it's McConnell in at the shooting guard. That's the Pacers 5. Now, here is Morris. And too much time in the lane. They get called for the 3-second violation. And here are the Pacers now. McConnell with it. Outside, Lamb. He kicks it to McDermott. Back to Lamb. And Maker sends it back. On the wing, Jackson shoots from the baseline, and he nails that one right through the net. Jackson's got the first points up on the board here in the fourth for the Pistons. Now McConnell. To the inside. Here's Leaf. Basket is good. He'll get a chance for one more at the line.
That's how you share the rock. He does this time and time again.
The Pacers making a switch here. Turner's checked in, and a switch here also for Detroit. Derrick Rose is checked in for Tony Snell. Fourth quarter just getting started. 1 minute in the books. Rose passes to Maker. The pass to Kennard. 6 on the shot clock. From deep. That one misses. And Indiana will go the other way with it. Here's Brogdon. Shot goes down. Very quick possession right there.
Boy, McDermott is so good playing within the confines of the offense. Terrific spreading the basketball around the floor.
Here's Rose. The Pacers pull it in. Leaf's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Brogdon outside. Rebounded by the Pistons. It's 2-on-1. Here's Kennard. It's hauled in by Leaf. Leaf's got rebound number 5 here tonight.
This guy just can't find his rhythm, and you look up at the scoreboard, they absolutely need his productivity.
Now, how about breaking out the Statue of Liberty on that dunk?
A nice way to pad that lead a little more. You're right. Pistons trail by 12. Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
Rose. Here's Maker. And it's sent back by Turner. And now the fast break. Brogdon with the ball. And that one is hammered home.
Just rubbing it in their faces with that dunk.
He is never going to take his foot off the pedal.
Well, you love that he wants to wear out the defense. What a catalyst for his team. Incredible.
Detroit with the ball. The Pacers making the shot. Here's Maker. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
And back in his day as coach of the Blazers, players called Nate McMillan Sarge for his style. Very tough and demanding.
The beauty, though, Greg, to me is Nate McMillan has adapted. He has given more leeway for his players and his assistant coaches. He's willing to take players aside and bring a more personal approach. And I think in today's NBA, that's critical.
That free throw, no good. T.J. Warren, he's checked in for Indiana. Oladipo comes in for Doug McDermott. Then for the Pistons, Blake Griffin comes in for Morris, and it's Brown in for Luke Kennard. Outside, Lamb. Pass to Brogdon. Kicks it to Turner. Back to Brogdon. Passes it to Oladipo. It's stolen by Maker. Oladipo against Jackson. It's stolen by Oladipo. And Warren, here we go. And that one barely misses as he draws contact. 2 free throws coming up. It's going to be on Blake Griffin.
Well, T.J. Warren has the kind of frame that allows him to play through contact. Well, you think back to T.J. Warren and how good he has been for the last few years. And yet last season, he took a huge step forward by adding the three-pointer to his arsenal.
And he knocks down the first one. And the way Warren improved his three-point shooting last year, Doris, was incredible.
No doubt, Kevin. This is a guy who went from below 25% the year before from distance to making over 40% of his range shots. He did all this while coming close to tripling his three-point attempts. What an improvement.
Greg, you talk about the quiet producers in the league. T.J. Warren is one of the first names that come to mind.
The last few seasons, Warren has come close to chipping in 20 points a game. Doesn't do anything flashy, but he just hits his shots and piles up the points on a nightly basis.
Now a timeout called by Detroit.
Trying to snap them out of this little slump.
Just feels like the basket is looking awfully small to them right now. They're having a hard time getting anything to fall.
Well, look at the clock. A little under 3.5 minutes gone here in the fourth. Outside Rose. Now the dish to Griffin. Shoots over Brogdon. Misses, and the dry spell continues.
No matter what looks they get, they just can't convert to stop this run.
And I think you can start to feel their frustration mounting. With every missed bucket, it becomes more and more desperate.
And the Pistons with possession here. It's an 18-point game. Rose passes to Jackson. Stolen by Brogdon. Oladipo finds Brogdon. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. That's on Reggie Jackson. Well, guys, Brogdon not a player that turns heads, but man, is he an efficient threat on the floor.
And he's been a great three-point shooter really since his rookie year. His field goal percentage continues to climb and has evolved into one of the best free throw shooters in the game.
First one falls for him.
And a player who flew under the radar last year, Malcolm Brogdon. Pacers wanted to add him over the summer. Got a hefty deal from Indiana to leave the Bucks. Exactly the kind of player that the Pacers need.
Sabonis, he's checked in for Jeremy Lamb. Brogdon hits them both. Of course, in basketball, like many sports, you can call some kind of penalty on almost every play. So with that in mind, where do we draw that line?
I would say that most coaches and most players would say as long as there's consistency with officiating, they can adapt to the way the game is being called. As fans, as broadcasters, what we want to see the game remain free-flowing, fluid, pretty, the ability to move and cut and not be impeded in your progress. That's what I want to see.
And we see that most nights.
No doubt.
And Drummond throws it down.
With a large frame and a willingness to get physical, Drummond's a relentless rebounder.
Warren finds a bonus. Nice D from Griffin. And here's Griffin. He'll bring it up for the Pistons. They trail by 16. Wasted no time on that one. And that's now 18 points for Reggie Jackson.
My goodness, what a move there to lose the defender. Got him on his heels, and then he made it look easy from there on in.
Now, here's Oladipo. Brogdon outside. Lets it go from the wing. Indiana again missing.
Not his best game, but they're still getting it done collectively.
Rose dishes to Drummond, and it's Drummond with the jam.
And you can see the advantage of running the offense through Derrick Rose, showing strong decision-making, really nice pass.
Brogdon kicks to Turner. Back to Brogdon. In the corner, it's Sabonis. 5 on the clock. Back to Brogdon. Three-pointer. Rebound, Detroit. Drummond's got his 18th rebound here tonight, all over the place. That shot by Griffin, no good.
And guys, this has got to be more of a team effort. Right now, he's playing all for himself.
Pass to Turner. Trying to break that ice-cold streak. That's good on the jump shot. And the Pacers lead by 14.
Okay, Miles Turner going to the mid-range. Money in the bank for that guy.
For Detroit, they've gone 5 of 11 from the field in the fourth quarter. Here's Jackson. The rebound by Turner. Turner's got 13 rebounds in the game. Class eating. Here's Brogdon. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. That's on Reggie Jackson. And you look at the 2018 All-Star season for Oladipo, Doris. What was the development in his game that you saw that took him to the next level?
I think probably the part that made him almost unguardable is his willingness to shoot threes off the dribble. That deep threat, that willingness to space the floor and use the dribble drive to enhance that is probably what put him over the edge.
And the first one drops. Doris, in 2004, the Charlotte Bobcats became the NBA's 30th team. When do you think we're going to see another team added, whether it's an expansion or even multiple expansion cities?
Well, let's go directly to the most important source, and that's Commissioner Adam Silver, who has said that expansion is inevitable, but right now not a huge priority. So, you know, listen, we've heard Seattle is on the short list of cities that wants to get a team, and what a great city, what a great NBA fan base. I hope someday we get back to Seattle.
So much history up there. You're correct. Now here's Griffin. No good that time. Nice D from Warren. And finished off by Oladipo.
What a night for Victor Oladipo. Boy, when he gets rolling, it is hard to slow him down.
Pistons trail by 18. Rose kicks to Jackson. They get a hand on it. It's stolen by Oladipo. Now the pass to Turner. And here is Warren. And the Pacers tack on 2 more.
Getting it done on both ends, and it shows up in the score.
Well, what I love, Greg, is the energy they're bringing right now. They're ignoring the scoreboard and playing hard.
Detroit's gotten off to an 0-for-2 start from downtown here in the 4th quarter. Outside Rose. Remember the time, Doris, when it was rare to see stars changing teams? Now we read about it every day.
No question, Kevin. Think back to my formative years watching the NBA as a fan. Larry Bird was a Boston Celtic. Magic Johnson was a Los Angeles Laker. The trend in today's NBA is that shorter player contracts, more player control over where they want to be. And the reality is this, Kevin, at some point, free agent.
Oh, that's an old-fashioned rim wrapper.
Just a remarkable gem. These fans' jaws are on the ground right now. Well, you look at the former All-Star Andre Drummond and the way he rebounds, Greg. He might be the best in the league in that department.
I mean, few players in the history of the league can go off for 20-plus rebounds on any given night. Drummond's one of them. Attacks the glass on the offensive end so well. His offensive rebounding, for me, sets him apart.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
Free throw good, Drummond. And here is Brogdon. Outside Warren. Pass to Turner. Back to Warren. Passes to Turner. Inside. Here's Brogdon. Rebound Andre Drummond.
Well, seized up just a little bit at the last second. That's when he normally converts.
And this is what dominating the glass looks like. He just cannot be contained.
Wow, what a performance. And he's not just winning with physical ability, he's winning with anticipation.
That's their 3rd straight make off an assist.
Here is Rose. Pass to Griffin. And no good that time. Good work defensively by Turner. And it's Brogdon off the drive.
Miles Turner, the 11th pick in 2015. I think defensively probably the best player out of that class. And if you view it through that prism, you wonder if going back he might have gone top 5.
The first free throw is good. And so he makes both from the line.
And he's made more of an effort here to put pressure on the defense in the 2nd half and create some contact and free throw opportunities.
The pass to Jackson. And here is Drummond, guarded by Oladipo. The 8-footer. Almost, but it rolls out. And you know, Doris, there were some medical red flags for Turner that may have caused him to slip a bit in that draft.
Yes, but I think he has alleviated any of those concerns. Credit him and the trainers for developing his core and for this young man paying the price in the weight room. He's gotten stronger and stronger.
Rose against Brogdon. Outside Griffin. Lobbed up there for Drummond.
And this is why Griffin is so valuable to his team. Always willing to share the rock.
1:56 left in the fourth quarter. Now, here's Brogdon. He dishes it to Oladipo. Stolen by Jackson. And here comes Jackson, leading the fast break. It's deflected.
Boy, T.J. Warren showing some activity on the defensive end. Great timing on that block.
And this is going to end in a lopsided victory. I love the tenacity and aggressiveness, as well as the ability to close. You really got to give it up here for the Pacers.
The coaching staff must be happy that they controlled their turnovers so well in this game.
Excellent self-control and patience tonight.
And it'll mark their 4th win on the year, actually their 5th win on the year.
And they will walk out of here feeling really good about themselves today, guys. A big win over a conference foe they'd split their previous 2 games with.
And something we've come to almost expect is greatness from this guy. Such an overall great performance it was for Victor Oladipo.
Well, I think his contribution clearly came at the defensive end, right? He came up with a bunch of huge steals. He was a menace all night long.
The first one falls.
And as long as Reggie Jackson is healthy, he's going to give you some punch as a lead guard. Solid scoring option and a guy who's also unselfish in terms of getting his teammates involved.
So Indiana ends up with a new group on the floor. So Detroit going with an almost entire new group here. Christian Woods checked in for Drummond. Thon Maker comes in for Blake Griffin. Doomboy is checked in for Brown. And it's Frazier in for Derrick Rose.
He needed to convert on all of those. Missed opportunities at the line are the last thing they need right now.
Leaf passes to Holiday. Count it. And the Pacers lead by 20.
They made the most of their opportunities, looking comfortable and locked in throughout the night.
What an impressive performance, to say the least. At this point, it looks insurmountable.
Frazier kicks to Maker. Now here's Frazier. He's covered by McConnell. Again, the miss by the Pistons.
You have to be willing to pass in those situations. That was a low percentage shot.
Shot clock and game clock separated by less than 6 seconds.
Finishing strong. This is how you want to close things out.
No question, GA. They've gotten hot at exactly the right time. Clutch play on a team level.
Maker. Good, and it's Frazier who picks up the assist.
There's real synergy in play right now on the offensive end. The pass was right where it needed to be.
Here's Holiday. So no problem for Indiana as they get the win. They won this game going away. They were the better basketball team by far tonight.
And you got to commend this sort of dominance, particularly here at home. It's a great feeling when you play almost a perfect game and to have that crowd be so pumped up.
And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks very much, Victor. You've been really playing well on offense of late. What's going right for you at that end of the floor?
Patience, man, experience, belief, faith, all the above, man. Just coming out here working on my game. I'm just going to continue to keep growing, continue to keep staying close to my teammates, continue to keep working hard, and continue to keep getting better.
That is a crowded locker room with all those things in there. Thanks, Victor. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. And that about wraps it up. For Doris Burke, David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, and the rest of our terrific 2K Sports crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Have a great evening.